But the question mark is really over Michel Fabrizio and his performance in that race, because at one point he got up behind his championship leader teammate, Noriyuki Haga. And James, what happened then was just puzzling.
Well, I mean, we were all absolutely stunned here. I mean, you can see Haga here is the lead Ducati. Fabrizio just goes up the inside here. And Haga's fought all the way up there into, like, you know, he was right on the back of him there. This is Fabrizio actually going into the lead. And at this point, we thought, maybe this is the cleverest thing that we've ever seen. Fabrizio is actually going to get out in front, slow the pack up, you know, let Haga come along. But it was the absolute opposite. If anything, he just stretched and he went hell for leather. And, you know, at the end of the day, if that's your teammate, you don't need enemies. My word, I mean...
Well, you say about him slowing it up. And round here, Neil, I mean, did the track look like it would be fairly easy for him to slow it up? Or?
Yeah, it's actually very easy to slow it up, because once you come into a hairpin style corner, you know no one's going to ride around the outside of you, so you just keep your throttle closed that little bit longer, and you just lose a tenth there, and you do that on like 2 or 3 corners, and then you lose half a second in one lap. And as long as you brake late, you carry no corner speed, it's quite easy to do. So it's certainly puzzling for us three watching it. We're like, what's he actually doing?
So as a tactic then, it could have worked if that was his original plan to get out there. But if we look then at the end of the race, James, it was a question of Michel Fabrizio quite clearly didn't give a monkeys about what was happening to the
I mean, firstly, Jonathan Ray's had a brilliant race. He's just too hot. He knows he needs that win for the championship, and, you know, you've got to love him for trying. So he runs wide there. That lets Haga through. And again, you know, you're thinking Fabrizio's got to have a look. He's got to be boarded, because that's 5 points. And let's not forget, he took 5 points out of Haga at Imola, and you start adding those up, and Haga's gone in the championship already on those 2 results that his teammate could have helped him on.
Absolutely.
And, you know, it was just unbelievable. Here you can see Spies, he's just slipped past Biaggi, but also you've got to realise the sort of the psychological sort of dynamics behind it as well. And, you know, had Haga had 5 more points, and had he been in a slightly better position here and Fabrizio allowed him to go past, then maybe Spies would have had to try harder. And there's so many different sort of, you know, things that could have happened. And you just couldn't believe Fabrizio just got out in front and then just went.
He didn't do his job, did he?
He didn't do his job at all.
His job today was to be a teammate, and he didn't do his job. And it's just puzzling why. Like I say, we thought all along he was going to do his job, and he never did.
Because also, it's not like he's got any chance of the championship at all. He can't change his position. He can't be caught, and he can't get second.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing as well. So it's different. You think, oh, if he was in the championship title and he wanted, you know, to take it off his teammate, but he's not got any effect at all. I mean, those 2 results, he's actually cost his teammate the championship, is one way of looking at it.
Absolutely.
Now, on the flip side, you've got to say, you know, Spies has been absolutely awesome. He's won more races than anyone, and he's done a superb job. So there's, you know, it's always counterbalanced, but it's just, I just can't believe Fabrizio's done that. And you couldn't either, could you?
No,
I mean,
well, in past championships, you've seen teammates work together. When it comes down to the last 2 or 3 rounds, it's actually the norm. You know, you expect it.
Absolutely.
And I know Ducati, having worked for them, how they work, and for them as a manufacturer, winning the title is everything to them.
Yeah.
You know, so Ducati's a small company. They put so much into racing that it's, you know, it means the world to them. So for him to certainly not do his job is very puzzling. More so then when you get to the in the Port Ferme area to see Tardozi's reaction to him. Again, we don't know if that was...
Well, hang on, let's take a quick look at this, because you're absolutely right.
So look, firstly, no elation here, though, is there?
No.
He doesn't look like a man who's just won a race in World Superbikes.
And his mechanics don't look like they're pleased with him.
No, exactly. But this is the thing. He goes over to Tardozzi, the team manager.
He's gritting his
There's
teeth.
a hug, as per normal. But this is the point where it gets a bit uncomfortable viewing. He's pulling his hair. He's obviously saying something to him in Italian.
And
we're not privy to that.
quickly takes the camera off him as well, doesn't he?
You've got to worry about that, haven't you? You've got to wonder about what was being said, because that wasn't an elation, that wasn't a relief at the end of a season that you get sometimes.
Just like you said, it's uncomfortable viewing. We all went, ooh, what's going on? And like I say, I wish I could lip read, but
and in Italian.
It's pretty much...
But yeah, Michel Fabrizio, we talk about the 6 points between Noriyuki Haga and Ben Spies now at the top of the championship. Before Imola, Ducati announced, and you've ridden for Ducati, you've won the World Championship for them, Neil. Ducati announced that Noriyuki Haga and Michel Fabrizio were staying with Ducati for 2010. At Imola, Michel Fabrizio could have given Haga 5 more points. He chose not to. He chose to ignore whatever instructions, if there were instructions from the team. You have to think there were. Was Ducati signing him for 2010 a mistake?
Probably so early, as it's turned out, yes. But you don't know... You just don't know. We don't know if he was under team orders, but he's not worked as a
You'd certainly like to think so,
Well,
wouldn't you?
yeah.
Targot's is no fall.
He
You
had
would have
to
thought
have
he
been
would have
today, though, as well, though, didn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
Today, you could have said even maybe not then, but today he had
today,
to have been,
100%,
didn't he?
yeah.
100%, and he still went out and
So
won.
yeah, Ducati shouldn't have signed him, and they should have said, "We'll wait till the end of the year. We're 99% going to sign you. Well, let's just see what happens." But obviously, you'll work under team orders for us, smiling.
Absolutely, yeah. If you ride shotgun and we think it's a good job,
exactly.
your contract is guaranteed.
And I know what Davide Tarozzi would say. He'd say, "Listen, it's your year next year. You're the young guy. You're coming through. Norris, it's in his best days. I can see how you'd word it. But
let's give the old guy the shot, and you're to help him.
And he'll help you next year if he can. And you can see it, can't you? So,
absolutely. Most bizarre. Well, I guess with teammates like that, who need